आवाज दूर दूर तक जानी चाहिए। जय श्री राम, जय श्री राम।
Jai Shri Ram, friends, and best wishes to all of us on the occasion of India's 75th Republic Day celebrations. By now, we all know that whatever Modi ji and Mota Bhai say never goes in vain, and it's never without a reason. In fact, there is a famous dialogue of Modi ji's which says, हमारे हर एक्शन के पीछे बहुत डिटेल में प्लानिंग होती है. So when MyGov India, the Twitter handle for citizen engagement, put out a tweet yesterday which said, let's revisit the original preamble of the Indian Constitution, and then listed out the achievements of the current government with regards to the provisions enshrined in that preamble. My sixth sense told me that something interesting is going to happen. But before I get into that, I want to first put across to you some very interesting incidents that transpired when the preamble was put to debate before the Constituent Assembly on 17th October 1949 and eventually passed. So as we can see, the original preamble included only the words Sovereign Democratic Republic. And it begins with "We the people." A large number of members of the Constituent Assembly wanted the preamble to begin with God. In fact, the first to move an amendment to that effect was H.V. Kamath, a civil servant who left his job to join the freedom struggle. He wanted the preamble to begin with "In the name of God." But he was met with objections from the usual left-leaning suspects. The first to object was Purnima Banerjee from West Bengal, followed by Thanu Pillai from Kerala, who later on went to become the CM of Kerala. In fact, Rohini Kumar Chaudhary from Assam made this a matter of a joke, and she was severely reprimanded by Dr. Rajendra Prasad, the president. Pandit Govind Malviya supported this amendment. In fact, he wanted it to begin with "By the Grace of Parmeshwar." Unfortunately, the amendment was voted down by about 27 votes, which prompted H.V. Kamath to say, "Sir, this is a black day in our annals. God save India." The reason I'm telling you this is because it clearly demonstrates that even in those days, the Indian National Congress was largely anti-Hindu in its sentiment and in its leanings. Fast forward to 1976. India was already reeling under the dark period of the emergency. All constitutional and democratic institutions were shackled by the authoritarian regime of Indira Gandhi. It is during this dark period that the Constitution and its preamble were mutilated mercilessly. The words socialist and secular were inserted into the preamble in this 42nd amendment enacted in 1976. And by now we all know how this one word secular has single-handedly become such a big thorn in our side, a curse upon this nation, a tool for political parties to subjugate Hindus, to resort to minority appeasement. And it's high time that we went back to the original preamble as envisioned and enacted by the drafting committee led by Babasaheb Ambedkar. It's not going to be easy, but the reason I think this has been brought back into focus by Modi government is because they also are getting a sense that 2024 will be a historic verdict delivered by the people of India in favor of Modi ji. The mandate is likely to be unprecedented. The preamble can be amended under Article 368 of the Constitution, but it requires a two-third majority in the Houses of Parliament for this to be passed. So therefore it is very important for us to ensure that we are focused, and this Ab ki baar 400 par doesn't remain a slogan but actually transforms into reality. After 22nd January, I see this number of 400 becoming a very distinct possibility by the grace of Prabhu Sri Ram. In fact, the original manuscript of the Indian Constitution has a beautiful image of Prabhu Sri Ram, Sita Mata and Lakshman returning back to Ayodhya after a victorious campaign of Lanka. And as Modi ji said, Naya Kal Chakra shuru ho raha hai. So let us all be part of this transformative Kal Chakra, where we remove all these blots on our democracy and restore the original glory. Thank you very much. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hind.